In today's episode, we talk about top 10 modern classic board games, Archaeology The Card Game, Tiny Epic Dungeons, and, wait, Reese Witherspoon? What? All right, listen anyway. I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
Welcome to Mainly Games, where we talk about board games and touch on movies and entertainment and just random stuff that falls out of our head, but mainly games.
Mainly games.
Mainly games. All right, so we are doing it week to week now. What about that?
Look at us. Hey, we should say that we're, scraping it in here at 11:17 at night,
Not going to mention that part,
No?
but yes, it is very late at night.
Surprise.
But I'm not going to act tired now for
No.
you people to email in and say, you acted tired. So
Yeah.
I am not tired. I am just jazzed.
Woo!
Yes, because tomorrow is going to be a long day for me.
Oh my goodness. I was wondering if you were going to mention that actually.
I wasn't going to, but then
Yeah.
I was thinking about it because I'm so tired now. And
You have no idea about tomorrow. Or Saturday.
It's going to be a nightmare. So this is our busy season, as you know,
Yes.
for what we do. And it's just like we have 1 or 2 days off the next 50 days. So
We have no days off, if you're wondering.
We have no days off.
We have no days off.
Apparently, I don't know my schedule. But anyway, so
I handle the schedule. He does not.
I
So
do
that's
not.
why he doesn't know his schedule.
I just do the shows. But
I tell him where and I tell him when. And
Yes.
I tell him what to do.
so
Yes.
I'm a big
And for the
basketball
shows.
fan for Kentucky, and we have our SEC tournament in Tampa.
Uh-huh.
So I went ahead and got tickets for my sister and my father. So we're all going to go up there to Tampa,
It's
which
awesome.
it's about 2 hours away, to go up there and watch all the games.
Uh-huh.
I'm driving up and back the same night.
Correct. You are.
And I'm doing that 3 days in a row.
You are. Well, that's assuming Kentucky wins all the way. But they will. They're going to, be amazing.
Why would you have to say that? Why would you?
Because I've seen Kentucky this year.
Yeah. Anyway, so the whole thing is it starts at noon tomorrow, and the last game, Kentucky, of course, plays at 8:30 p.m.
Of course they do.
Which, for you that watch basketball like this, the last game in that series of that day is never on time.
Oh, never.
Because all the games go longer. And it will, like I watched today just to get an idea, a different tournament. And the 8:30 game started at 10.
Goodness.
So it's going to be, I'm going to be up there for probably 12 hours and
Yep.
tack 2 hours of driving up there and back on each side
end.
of that.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
So I had a friend ask me, he said, who are you going to root for on the other games? Because there are like 6 games or something before we play. I said, I'm going to root for no overtimes.
Oh, team no overtime.
I do not care. And I will be the biggest bandwagon fan. I'm like, they're up? Yes, go them. And I just, come on, guys, just crank it through so I can watch my team and come home.
Come home.
Because then I'm going to have to do it again on Saturday.
Thankfully, Saturday's not as early as Friday.
No, Saturday is only 2 games.
Yeah, and
Because-
I think the first one says at 3, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, so it's not bad.
No.
But it's still 2 hours each way. But,
Correct, it is. So, you know.
So we actually do resort, because here, traffic in Florida during this season is terrible.
Yes.
And we broke it down. There's another place here in our county that takes an hour and a half to get to.
Yeah, so I said it's 30 more minutes than going to this resort.
When you break it down like that,
You can do it.
Yeah, because, granted, it's more frustrating, I think, here with an hour and a half to get 10 miles.
Yeah.
Because you're stuck in traffic.
doing 2 miles per hour.
So let's not talk about traffic, because
No.
traffic, we're talking about traffic. Traffic. We're not
Well,
talking
this
about
is
traffic.
exciting. I bet everyone's so glad
Yes.
they tuned in for us to talk about traffic
Yes.
woes.
So, okay. All right. So we are going through our daughter watching Jurassic Park.
We are.
Did we mention that last? I think we
I
mentioned
feel
it
like
last
we
time.
did mention it last time. We talked about how we did the first. Was it the first one we had done by then?
And I think we did Jeff Goldblum as well. And
Okay,
then we
this-
did Lost World, which is the third one.
Yes.
Right. And
Great.
now
They were great. They're classic
they're
movies.
great. And now
There's a
we've-
reason why they redid them.
Right. They continued them.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, and then we went on to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And we watched Jurassic World, Chris Pratt.
Which she was very excited because it was the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. Star-Lord is there.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So that's how we refer to him as.
And
in this house,
it's
Star-Lord.
great. Fallen Kingdom, it got a lot of hate. And I can kind of see it. It's pretty cheesy. I mean, all of a sudden, Star-Lord becomes just this ninja. He's fighting like 12 guys. And it's just... But It's fine. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a dinosaur movie. How you got to take that with a
Yeah.
grain of salt.
Guys, it's not going to win an Oscar.
No.
I mean, it's not. So it's exactly what you thought it would be. Now, we did show her the trailer for Jurassic Park Dominion.
Correct,
right?
we did.
She was really excited. So we said Jurassic Park Dominion. She goes, Dominion? I said Dominion. So we watched the trailer. And then she's like, when are the Minions going to show up? Yes. And I'm like, what? The Minions. It's Jurassic Park Dominion. And I'm like... Okay, there are no minions. She's like, why aren't there minions? I'm like, well, I don't know why there aren't minions because it wouldn't go along with the whole movie. So the entire thing was ruined because
Papaya.
Yeah, so Jurassic Park did not have minions in it.
Oh, you're telling this story and the visual in my head of her watching this, and somehow she thought the little cartoon minions were just going to pop out. Like,
Doesn't make any sense.
How was that visual working?
Even we're watching Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom today, and
Which we're halfway through. We haven't finished that one.
The big thing, no spoilers. The big thing was the Indoraptor.
Yes.
That is introduced,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden he breaks out and he's standing on the roof, and she's like, "Well, why is he outside?" Yes. I'm like, "I don't understand. What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, it's the Indoraptor." I'm like, it is the Indoraptor because the Indominus Rex. And she's like, yeah, but he can't go outside, can he? I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Where do we begin?
I don't know. And then the questions. And then we watched this older show called Just Like Heaven.
Yes.
Right? Where,
yes.
Very cute.
Which where was it? Netflix?
I don't know. It's like a 90s movie. It's where Reese Witherspoon dies, right? And
it's with Hulk.
Yes, Mark Ruffalo. He has a name. But
whatever.
So anyway, she's dead, and he's not really dead. She's in a coma or something. And
Yeah.
he sees the ghost. He sees her ghost, and she disappears. And
Yeah.
It's a very cute little rom-com.
Yeah.
So, and she of course doesn't know she's a ghost, but when she ends up walking through a table, then she realizes, oh no, I'm dead. He's like, oh no, you're dead. You're a ghost. Blah blah blah. And then they become friends, and they lay down in bed together, and they talk. This little romance happens, and then she goes, well, why isn't she falling through the bed?
Yes. Why is she laying on the pillow?
I'm like, I don't.
I know.
I don't know.
I can't explain that one.
You just have to know that you don't ask those questions.
Yes, you just
accept
what they show you in the movies.
No, because it is a rabbit hole you're going to go down.
I know.
You're like, well, wait a minute. She's in the 4th floor of an apartment. Why isn't she just sinking right through the earth? And why does she stop at the earth? Why is it's so? I'm like, we just don't go down that road.
No.
She's like, okay.
I'll accept it.
Hey, yeah. So it was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did not expect to go through all that.
Wow.
So
the tangents we have at 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I did just bang the table. So if there's a clunk in the microphone, that was me, and I did it once, and I'm sorry.
And there will be, because I will not take that in post.
Okay, good to know. Oh, I should say, people can't see, but we got new chairs for our gaming room.
That was my next thing to do.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
Ahead,
okay. Yeah. I was going to say, for those of you, I think we mentioned this before, a big topic of conversation that took up way too much time, I should say, were the chairs for the gaming table, because we kind of had like bar stools.
Yeah, this was the one time we mentioned several times on the podcast, and everybody in our gaming group knows is just like a roll of your eyes. Because it's the only time my wife says, just shut up. Because... As you know, we have a table topper, game topper, I think.
On top of a table.
On the table. Mm-hmm. And a chair is too short, a normal chair, and a bar stool is too high. So I've been going back and forth, and I will do stuff when people come over for games. I will put people in different chairs, like certain people in like chairs and then bar stools, and not mention that everyone has a different chair. And I'll just watch them, and then I'll see them fidget, and I just can't figure out which one. Until one guy, Jacob, mentions, he's in our gaming group, he's like, just get gamer chairs. And I'm like, that's funny, because they're so expensive. So I'm like, oh, yeah, it'd be funny to get 6 gamers chairs. So I'm at Staples, getting something printed for like $1.20.
Yes.
And
most expensive print job ever.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'll just look at their office chairs. And then, of course, they have these gamer chairs. And I'm like, oof. And long story short, I ended up getting 6 gamer chairs.
You did. And they're very comfortable. Except I did realize I just knocked one of the armrests with the table. That's the clunk.
But they are all black. I wanted the whole big red and black, nice little...
He did. He sent me... I was actually at an event, and I get all these messages on the phone. I think something's happening. Nope, he's just sending me photos of chairs.
Yeah, I know. I sent it to Alex, and she's like, no, black. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get some backup here. So I sent it to my buddy Dana, who's also in our Mainly Games group. He does videos. I'm gonna get some backup. So I send him all those, and he goes, yeah, no, black. I'm like, where's the backup?
I must admit, the red and the white ones looked like the lady from The Mandalorian that has the ears.
Keep saying that. I don't see that at all.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I don't know her name, but that's what it reminds me of. The Disney
doesn't.
ears. It does. It looks like that.
These are the Emerge the gaming chairs.
They're super amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. I just lifted the handle, so I won't have any more bumps. So you'll be pleased to know we'll be able.
Thank you for that.
Yes, no.
And
cassettes.
something else I did, and this I don't know if I was going to bring it up. So I am not really. Why are you laughing at this?
Well, I don't know where you're going with this, so I'm nervous.
I'm not the most handy person. I can do things in the house if I have to. I will watch a YouTube video on it, and I will get it done. But I'm not really one of those guys, right? So I did a lot of stuff in our garage. But I also take shortcuts, right? And that's my biggest thing is like, good enough, if it looks good. And one of my shortcuts is we have all these bookshelves that have all our games on it. And one was over our light switch in the garage. And we've got these smart lights that we can turn on, change colors for the games and all that stuff.
Google does it for us.
Yeah. So
it's amazing.
So anyway, I just go ahead and I anchored the bookcases to the wall because we have a daughter. And we want her to live. So I anchor them all. But anyway, so if you bump the bookcase, it turns the lights off.
Yes,
right?
it does. It's very annoying.
And at the most inawkward time, like somebody's looking in there for a game, they grab it, and all the lights go off in the whole room. And there are no windows. This is like, it's all walled in. And people are like, what happened? And I'm like, jiggle the bookcase. So they jiggle the bookcase, and you feel like it's some sort of like secret code, and they'll come back on. Or they'll flicker on and off, back and forth. And it's so annoying. And then it got so touchy to the point that if people would walk by the bookcase,
it would
their breeze would flicker.
Yes, I remember that.
And because they're smart lights, they don't really connect quickly. Like only 3 will come on. I'm like, hey, just shake the bookcase again. Let's do this again. So today I went back there and I tried to readjust everything. And I think I have them working for now.
What did you do?
I just did the exact same thing I did last time, except I moved it out a little bit more. Now, my idea was to get back there, take off the light switch, and then kind of wiring them together so it's always on. But again, I didn't really have the time to watch a YouTube video on what I was doing and turn the circuits off. And you know what? I just winged it again.
Good for you.
This will probably have to be redone in a while.
That's okay. As long as it makes it through to April, we'll be fine.
I'm not entirely sure it was my fault, though, because we have our streaming computer here that we're going to, we do our live streams on. And it turns on and off by itself randomly.
Really?
I don't know why. So I'm thinking...
We have a ghost.
I think it was a ghost.
Reese Witherspoon is living in our garage.
Yeah, why doesn't she fall through the floor or the pillows? I don't know. We don't ask those questions.
We don't ask those questions.
Reese Witherspoon. If she's here, it's rough because she's not dead.
Yeah, true.
So that would be awkward for everyone involved.
That would be very awkward.
So, okay. So
that would be like one of Hollywood's greatest mysteries. Why is Reese Witherspoon in Florida?
Well, she's somewhere because I don't see her in movies anymore. Is she in the Hallmark Channel?
No, she doesn't know how much. She does I saw her the other day on a Google thing.
That's the internet, honey. That's not. It's not movies. She's still on Google even if she doesn't do movies.
Yeah, she was
anymore,
doing
right?
some news article for some shoe she's selling or something.
It's not helping with the whole movie thing, right? That's kind of so she's into fashion now, which answers my question why she's not in movies.
Yeah, I think that's what she's into. Right now.
Well, anyway, so I know most of you logged on to find out where Reese Witherspoon is right now.
We've got answers.
We know she's doing fashion, and Alex saw her on Google. So
helpful.
Yeah. So there she is. So if people ask you, she's on Google.
Google.
Just check. They just give Google a call, and she'll pick
realize-
up. Hello, Reese's house. I'm here. I'm like, oh well, thanks, Google.
That's so helpful.
So
I actually realized there's a few times I'm going to refer to this mysterious Google.
I know. Are we sponsored by Google? Like everyone else is like game nerds and stuff like that. We're sponsored by Google.
Yes.
Home of Reese
Bazinga.
Witherspoon. It's okay. This is the last time we do a podcast this late at night.
Badish.
Okay. Only listen to this podcast after midnight. Okay. So all right. Okay, so now we're going.
Let's talk about some games.
Let's talk about some games. Oh, now to hear us.
I need to go get some water.
to hear us explain these games at midnight, too.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
It's going to be... Okay, so...
Wish us luck.
It's going to be a while. Okay. So...
And we said we'll do like a quick 30-minute podcast. It's already been 15 minutes.
I know. It's all right.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
And I've got to leave early tomorrow. This sucks. Okay. Okay, so... All right, off the press. Let's talk about first.
No, we're going to do board game news.
Oh, yeah, I skipped right over that. All right, so board game news. It's a big one.
It is. It's a big one.
Disney Smash Up.
I'm so looking forward to this.
For you that don't...
Smash Up is one of my favorite games, and I love Disney. And now they've mushed the two things together.
They've almost smashed them up.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's crazy how that works. It's just, okay. So they have smashed up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I will continue as you were losing your mind over there. Okay. So Disney Smash Up. For you that don't know, Smash Up is like a deck building game where you smash up two different characters. It's one of Alex's favorite games. She's laughing so hard she can't talk. Okay,
I can't talk. Whew.
So, okay. So pretty much all these different factions.
Yeah.
You can have, like we've talked about before. We can
like
have
ninjas and kitties fighting
Yes,
each other. And,
right.
Well, like
Ninja
on the same
kitties.
team together and they're fighting, whatever.
Yeah, you grab two different
Grannies
factions,
and
shuffle them together.
robots or whatever.
So this is Smash Up Disney. And
It looks like Elsa's going to be in it.
yeah, I'm looking at right now. I can
I
see
didn't
who's
do
going to
that.
be. That's okay. I'll tell you. Here
Okay.
you go.
Okay,
So,
tell me.
it's okay. Okay. So, all right. Here are the ones that have been smashed up Disney. You've got Frozen, Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph.
I haven't seen that movie. Have you?
Big Hero 6?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, but I've seen Ghostbusters.
Close enough.
So it's got the same. I think it's the same guy.
I think so
I
too.
think
the big
it's
fluffy
when.
marshmallow guy.
Yeah, I think it's when he couldn't any longer get work, and he couldn't be hired by Google because Reese Witherspoon already took that gig. So he just went right into Big Hero 6.
That's it.
Okay. So all right. So then Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph, and The Lion King, Mulan,
Oh.
Aladdin, Nightmare Before Christmas.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yes, and
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yay. Tale of all this time.
So let's not keep tapping the table.
Sorry. My bad. I was like,
Okay.
clap, clap, clap.
Let's not do that either.
Okay, fine.
Okay. It's like, okay, just, all right. So,
I'm stopping.
All right.
Also, I was going to say, too, in board game news. Sorry, I'm trying to stop laughing. Okay. Whew. There's a new villainous, too.
yes, I did not see much about that. Yeah, it's got Vader on the front, right?
It's by, I saw it in a Google article, so sorry. But it's Star Wars villains, right? Well,
Yes.
it's villainous. But yeah, it's Star Wars themed, which will be awesome.
Now that, I haven't read much about it.
No.
But I wonder if it's going to go with the,
Well, Darth Vader.
right, well, obviously that. But I mean, like, as far as the way it goes, is it going to go with the way Marvel did it with, they had the one fate deck, or the other villainous, everyone has their own fate decks? Because it's pretty funny how people really like there are people on each camp that they like which one, they like one fate deck or two. I thought it was universal. I thought everyone likes the one fate deck in the center, but it's not true.
No.
A lot of people like their
Own personal.
own personal one. And I say a lot of people, one person is totally like their personal one. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm very interested to see. I haven't read much more about it.
I like villainous.
I do too. It doesn't hit the table as much as I'd like it to.
No.
But
you need to be very aggressive in that game, though, which I like.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You have to be very aggressive.
Because I feel like every time I play a villain, the only way my villain can win is if I'm fated. I know that's not a word. But people don't want to fate you because they're trying to be nice. And I'm like, well, now I'm not going to win.
Right. That's it. So we are pretty much just going to review two quick games this time. We're going to save the third one for later
Okay.
because we're going so long.
Because we went way off topic.
So our short one is going to be off the shelf.
Yes.
It is going to be Archaeology.
Oh my goodness, I love this game. This game, can I tell you, everyone, that we got this at the Gamers at Gulf Coast. There was a lovely lady selling some of her games, and I saw it. It got me because it has the big bust of Tutankhamun on the cover, and I was like, well, I have to get this. And then we got it, and it's out of print, so hooray.
Yeah.
And this is just a great game. We've played it several times. We played it with several different people. We played with Ryan Patricia as well. And I think there've been other people, but I remember playing with Ryan Patricia. And everyone we played it with is like, this is a good game.
It is. And
It's very easy to teach, but like super fun to play, which is always, a good thing.
yeah, you're welcome for reviewing an out-of-print game. By the way.
Yeah.
Did not know that going into this podcast. But
I think it's out of print, right? I don't think you can
I
find
don't know if
it.
it's out of print or not. I mean, if it is, it's still easy to get.
Yeah, I think you can
because,
find it.
Yeah, you can find it in most places.
There's places on eBay I can see selling it right now.
It's 2007. The big thing is, it reminds me of Valley of the Kings.
Yes.
But it's quicker.
Yes.
It is about a 20-minute game. And
is.
this game right here, it plays from 2 to 4, but I think it's best at 2 people.
I agree.
So it's also very limited in what you can do
Yes.
on your turn. Pretty much on your turn, the whole thing is you're an archaeologist, and you're
Yeah.
trying to uncover different
And you
different
win by
items.
having the most number of points in your museum. That's how you win.
Yes. And also, you can hold on to items that's all about set collection
Yes.
is what it is. But the set, as you put them down, like say you've got 3 pottery shards. If you have 3 shards, it's, of course, incrementally worth more if you got to get a 4th one.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you hold on to them too long before setting them down,
Yes.
you can lose them. Because
And you can either lose them through a thief.
Yep, thief, that's fun to say.
Yeah, right? Or a sandstorm.
Or a sandstorm. Right. And a thief would be when someone else can reach over and take one of your cards.
Yep.
And a sandstorm is when everyone loses half of their cards.
Yep.
So you take half rounded down and you
Of
put
whatever's
them
in your
into the
hand.
market. So pretty much what you can do at your turn when you play, you have to dig for treasure. And that
Yeah,
just
you have to draw a card.
Draw the top
Yeah.
card. All right. If it's a thief, you just do it right away. You discard it face up and you choose a player, take one random card from their
Yeah.
hand. And a sandstorm, that's everybody has choose half of their cards to discard, rounding down, and they're placed in the marketplace. All right. And then if you do get a sandstorm, you get another turn then. Then also you can trade at the marketplace, and that is every card has a value at the market,
Yep.
and the cards in your hand have a value. So if you have 2 1s, you can trade your 2 1s for a 2
Yep.
in the marketplace, or vice versa. And you would do that because you want to try to get sets.
Yes.
It's all about getting sets.
Yep.
So you can do that as many times as you want to. And then you can explore the pyramid. And different parts of the pyramid have different cards. Like the first, I think
The first level's 3. I think
3,
then it's
yeah.
5, and then it's 7.
Right. That's how many cards are in there. And you need 1 map card to look at the first small chamber, 2 to look at the medium, 3 to look at the large chamber. So you can do that. And then you can sell to the museum. And this is the ultimate goal. Once you put down these cards, those are your points at the end of the game.
Yeah, they're safe.
So you want to hold on to them as long as possible. And some of them, if you just get 4 of these cards, I mean, if you get 3, it's worth 3. And if you get that 4th one, all of a sudden those 4 are worth 20.
Yeah.
So you want to hold on to those as long as possible, but not too long because you could lose them really quickly.
Exactly. I like it because it's got a little bit of push your luck in it too. But
Right.
it's not like super push your lucky, but it is a little bit of push your luck because you're trying to always kind of like, do I put this in my museum or do I hold on to it? So you got to kind of take that chance.
Yeah.
But I also like how it is set collection, and I like the whole idea of your museum and everything too. It's very fun, very quick, very fun.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I will say I think it's a bit better with 2 than it
Yes.
is with 4.
Yes, you said that.
And yeah, so I mean, because I'm just like, I liked it with 4, but
Yeah.
there's just not a lot going on. But I think this is I like it a lot. And I
Me
probably
too.
like it more than, I don't know if I like it more than Valley of the Kings, but it's
They're different.
quicker. They're
Yes,
different.
They're both different games.
So this is one you should check out, Archaeology The Card Game.
And it's a small box, so it's an easy to travel with game too.
It's a great travel
Yeah.
game. It's wonderful. So Archaeology The Card Game by Z-Man Games.
Yes.
So definitely look at that.
Yep.
And then our other one is a big one. It's off the press, and it's came in from Kickstarter. And this is Tiny Epic Dungeons.
Yes, it is.
This we have played a lot.
We have. We played this game a lot.
And it is one of those that pretty much you're exploring a dungeon. It is
You're
a dungeon crawl.
explorer.
And
It's cooperative.
it is cooperative. And the whole thing is you're going to start on the center tile, And then every door that leads off that tile is a face down tile. And as you move, those tiles turn face up.
Yes.
And you keep going, and then goblins appear, minions appear. And once you defeat, I think it's 3 or 4 minions, which are the big guys, not the ones in Jurassic Park, the big guys.
The minions?
And then you get to beat the boss when you find the lair. Now, a couple of thoughts. What did you think about the game? It was, okay, well, I know what you think about the game. It's the goblins, and there's also a torch track at the top that every time in between your turns, you go down, and then you start to, like, goblins show up. It activates the monsters, and slowly and surely, the game gets hard. And to the point, it
gets chaotic.
It does. And to the point, the first time we played it a couple times with these guys know games that I played with. It was brutally hard and brutally random.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost fast.
Yeah, the first 2 times we played this game, we lost very quickly.
Yep.
So we reset it and played it again. And then guess what? We lost quickly again. And so I must admit, I am super disappointed in this game. I really like what this publisher has done before. And so when we had the option to go all in on Kickstarter, I was like, yeah, they're amazing. Let's do it. Well, now I'm like, we should not have done that. That was a mistake.
I'm on the fence about it. And it was like that on our first play. I think half of us, you guys weren't crazy about it.
Yeah.
And me and Gil were.
Yeah.
But I think the idea of it is so good. It looks great on the table. But something was off on the balance of the game.
There's many things off. So the second time we played it, we actually got through to the end bit where you have to fight the big boss, right? And then
the second day.
The second
set, because we played it a couple times that first night. Right.
Yes. Sorry. So one of the later times we did it on a different date. And then I felt like I was playing a whole new game again. And then I felt like, my gosh, this is the longest game ever.
Yeah, it is.
And it was so tedious. And that was my kind of thing. I was like, I just want this to be over. Like, can we die already so we can move on, you know? And I don't normally feel like that when playing a game.
No, and I love dungeon crawls. This one was...
Oh, and I love dungeon crawls, yes. They're great.
It was tedious.
It was very tedious.
Because the goblins keep showing up in the same room because they show up at the entrance.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm going to go back and kill these guys. And they burn your turns. That's the only thing they do is they burn your turns. And it just
that was the hardest thing you have. So on your turn, you have like one heroic action and you can move. And if your character lets you to have a free action, you have a free action, which might be like healing or something like that. And so it was hard when you had your heroic action, which either could be like casting a spell, killing someone, or, something else like that. You couldn't do anything except kill goblins. That's all you're doing. You're stuck in a room killing goblins or killing a monster or whatever. Ugh, it was just so ugh.
And then you'd get in a death circle, which you don't ever die.
Yeah.
You just go unconscious. So the next time you have to actually use your healing action.
Yeah.
And because it's a heroic action, that's the only action you can take that
Correct,
turn.
yes.
And you can do nothing but move. So you just have to do that, and then you'd move.
Yeah.
And then if you're playing 4 players, by the time you get around, you're probably dead again.
Yeah.
And you're in this circle. Now, I think this plays separate with with 2. It plays different with 2. I would like to...
We've only played it with 4 people.
Right. I want to try it again with 2 because I do like the idea of this game. And it has a potion expansion we did not add because the potions look great. It's like, hey, we'll take you to max health, this potion will. But in order to get the potion, everyone in the party has to take 2 damage.
What?
It doesn't make any sense thematically.
No.
So I didn't add that in. And there's another Tiny Epic expansion for the dungeons thing. I think stories. Mm-hmm. And
the other thing too, I was going to say too, the cards. What is it? The room cards. Actually, like all the cards. Looking at a picture here, they all have symbols at the bottom, which it took us forever to keep referring to the rule book to figure out what all the symbols meant. It was like I felt like there was too much information on these little cards.
Yes.
Too. I felt like they just tried to make this big, complicated game. And these are the same people who have done Heroes of Air, Land, and Sea, which is a great game. So I feel like they tried to do something epic like Heroes of Air, Land, and Sea in like a tiny box, and they should not have done that.
it almost seemed more complicated.
Oh, I completely think it
As
feels more complicated.
Well, just mainly because the iconography is all over the place.
It's everywhere.
And it shows what it is in the manual, but there's also a PDF that you have to download that pretty much breaks down
I don't know
every
where you
tile.
found that PDF, but we all need it. We printed out a copy the second time we played the game on a separate
Yes.
night, right? We printed that out for everybody. So we all had this like book that we're studying to play this tiny epic game.
And the whole time you're reading it.
Yeah.
Now,
Which when you're playing Tiny Epic Zombies or Tiny Epic Galaxies, you don't feel like that. You feel like you're playing just a fun game.
right. And that's what this should feel like.
It should feel
Again,
like that.
I haven't actually given up on this, and we wanted to do an early. We're gonna do a look back on this later. 'Cause
Yeah.
I do want to do 2 people on this and play it again.
We will do a look back once we do two people. But
I am disappointed in it right
Yeah.
now. I like the game. It looks great on the table, but I don't love it.
No.
It's not one that I think I got.
see, I've given up on this game.
I know you have, but I want to get you to try it again,
I'm like, well,
and I want to see
I
if
will.
we can bring it back, and if 2 players with 2 players, it might work better.
yeah, I don't understand how something like this could have just gone askew.
I know.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're also gonna eventually rank all the Tiny Epic games because we do love the Tiny Epic.
They're great games.
It's a great series of games, and you know what? Every game isn't for everyone. It's funny when I talk about Tiny Epic to other people. They will always name different games
Yeah.
than I do on which ones they like, and that's what's great about this series.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
You know, like I mean, I don't want to give away which ones you like, but there's several we like and several that other people like.
I'm going to give a spoiler. This is at the bottom of my list.
There are 1 or 2 that are universally at the bottom. So yeah,
no, this one wins.
this one would be yeah. So anyway, that is Tiny Epic Dungeons, and if you guys have played it, feel free
Let us
to
know
email
what we're
us.
doing wrong.
Yeah,
I am willing to
mainlygames.com.
retract all my comments and tell everyone how wrong I am.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
feel free to tell her how wrong she is. But,
You go ahead.
yeah, send us an email or something and let us know
Yeah.
what you guys think of it. But okay, so that's Tiny Epic Dungeons, and again, we're going to look back at it later. Now we're going to do something interesting here. We are going to look at an article that it is the top 10. Not top 10 board games of all time. It is like the top 10 modern classics
Yeah.
is what it is. It's called 10 board games that are already modern classics by CBR. And this is interesting because it came across our feed and we thought, you know what?
A Google feed. See? It has a place.
Gosh. Okay, so, all right, so pretty much we're going to look at these and see if we agree with these. 10 board games that are already modern classics. And I like how it doesn't say that we think are already. This is like this guy saying these are it.
This is
these
it.
10 are it.
This is official.
So we're going to look and we're going to see if we agree with these. And all right, so let's go into it.
Okay. Do you want me to start? I'll
Now,
do number 10.
Modern classics, I guess, are going to be ones that aren't brand new.
No, I was actually trying to find out when some of these
I don't know. I mean, we can look up. But all right, so you do
came
number
out.
10?
So number 10 is King Dominoes.
Yeah, King Domino.
Have you played King Domino?
Yeah, that was the one. You played it too. And
I have played it now that I see the picture.
Yeah, this
I
is
forget
the one
every
that
time I play
I
it.
think I talked about in our podcast of games I don't like. And I don't know why I need to try it again. I wasn't crazy about King Domino. Everyone loves this game. But due to popularity, I guess it does depend on, I mean, it honestly, it probably
That's the one where
deserves
you have
be
to
on the
build the
list.
little tiles, and if you get like the most colors by next to each other, you get points, right?
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah,
most
yeah.
forests and all that. and
Okay.
crowns. And it's a very mathy. I don't know. It was fine. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't love it, but that's number 10.
Okay.
So I can see that deserving to be on the list.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, Wingspan.
Yes, I agree with this. Wingspan is a great game.
I would say Wingspan is one that it says it brought new players into the hobby. And you know what? I would have argued with this a couple weeks ago before
I
we
know,
played
me too.
it.
Me too. I
but
would have said, "Oh my goodness."
We played it, loved it, even have it now.
We did. We just bought it this
Yeah.
week, right? So it's
So-
sitting on our shelf.
And I will definitely, I'm glad this is on the list because it is different. It is a different style of game.
Yeah, and yes.
And the way Wingspan, of course, does it with gradually gets you into the game. And Wingspan, I definitely agree
Yeah.
with this because it's not a normal fantasy or sci-fi style game. It is about birds.
Yep.
So
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Birds.
All right. So now number 8,
All right, number 8 is King of Tokyo. I agree.
definitely.
I couldn't agree more.
It is. Yep. I think it's like a free. Everyone there should know what King of Tokyo is. It's a very Yahtzee style game, and
This is a great gateway game.
it's a great game. And I think all of these are they're kind of they're looking at gateway games. Is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or really not gateway. Gateway sounds different. I would say family weight or bridge. I like to call them bridge
Yeah.
games. So they bridge gamers into hobby gamers.
Yeah.
So I think all these are. So that's King of Tokyo. Again, I haven't had a problem with the list so far.
No.
King of Tokyo is in there. Number 7 is Codenames.
Yep.
They put Codenames on there. Codenames, I guess. I don't. I like Codenames. Mm-hmm. However, there are a couple party games that I would put above this.
Yeah, I would not have put
now.
this as if I was going to pick a party game. I would not have said Codenames.
No, I think Codenames was one that was hot for a while, but
I would have said Telestration should have gone on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've got
Yeah.
some of those on my list then. But yeah, Codenames, again, it's good. I can see what it does. It's different. But also, Codenames sometimes doesn't hit with a certain audience. I know other party games that pretty much are universal hits.
Yeah, will always work.
Right. So Codenames, I love Codenames.
Yep.
And I know you do. But
Yeah.
I've had certain groups it doesn't hit with.
No.
So, okay, and number 6,
Catan.
Catan.
Yep,
Of course,
the
Catan.
game of our generation.
Yes, Catan.
Yes.
So Catan, of course, is one that they say it's synonymous with board games, and it really is.
Yeah.
Like we were playing at our church one time, and we were playing a somewhat heavy game, and some lady, she was probably in her early 80s, came by and said, "Do you guys play Catan?" And I'm like, Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's incredible.
Now
So
we
it's-
can be friends.
Yeah, it's really nice. So Catan, I agree with that.
Yep, I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Number 5, Dixit.
Have you played Dixit?
I have. Dixit is another one. It's one of the ones that started this genre. But there are other ones that I would rather do. It's the
Have I
artwork
played
is good.
Dixit?
No, you have not.
I was thinking I hadn't played it. Okay.
But things like When I Dream and Detective Club, I think would replace
Okay.
Dixit for me. But we're going to go into that in a little bit then too.
Okay.
So that Dixit, I guess it's fine because people do love it. They do. Yeah. So I guess modern classic. I don't know if I'd say modern classic.
No, I wouldn't say it's a classic.
Modern classic is rough because when you say that, you're like, this is one you should play even now.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd agree. I wouldn't put Dixit in there.
No.
So number 4,
Number 4 is Azul.
Azul. Again, I
I
liked it.
questioned when I started getting to this point of the list, when I saw Dixit and when I saw Codenames, that's when I was like, I'm not sure about
Yeah.
this.
I-
But Azul, I don't know if that would be an instant modern classic.
No,
I don't know if I would put it up there.
I don't think so either. I think
Yeah.
they try to hit different genres.
Maybe-
I think
maybe
Azul
that's
is
what it
nice.
is, yeah.
The best part about Azul for me is those tokens feel so nice.
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful.
So
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
pretty.
I don't think I put Azul on there, but
Yeah.
they did.
There you go.
So I would have left that one off. And
Yeah.
number 3, Carcassonne.
Yeah. Have you played that one?
I did. Remember I played that with Meg and everybody at
That's right. I
the
didn't play
retreat?
it, did it?
No.
Okay.
It's good. It's really it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a modern classic. So I guess I would agree Carcassonne.
Okay.
This
You
is
agree.
a hard list in the fact that are they looking at games that you should play now? Like if you were telling someone to get a game,
Yeah.
would you tell them to go get Carcassonne?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I think there's a couple that you'd tell them to get before you told them to get Carcassonne.
Okay. Yeah.
But all right, but number 2,
I agree with number 2.
No, I do
Number
too.
2 is Pandemic, and I would agree that yes, that is a modern classic.
it really is. It's
I'm excited. We're going to be studying season 1, right,
yeah,
of
We are-
Pandemic Legacy. I'm excited to be doing that very soon because
We are gonna do that.
Pandemic is such a great game. And what the first Gen Con we went to, they were playing a giant Pandemic where they had
Life
people
size?
life size. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is the best thing ever. So Pandemic, I agree with that one. That was a good choice.
I will agree. Yeah, the Pandemic should be on this list because
Yes.
a lot of people that are coming into games don't know about co-op games.
No.
We played one the other night at some friend's house, and one of the games was co-op, and their parents didn't really understand the fact that, so who wins?
Yes.
Well, this is, we all work together.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't understand. This doesn't
No.
make any sense to me. So
I guess that's a good point. Non-gamers don't get co-op.
they don't get co-op. No, because you never really work as a team.
No.
That's kind of a gamer world type of thing.
Yes. Wow.
So yeah. So
That's a good
anyway,
point.
Pandemic I like, and now Pandemic is funny. We talk about Tiny Epic Dungeons, how it's really hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic, it's hard to win too, but you feel like you can win.
Yes.
Yeah. And you feel like sometimes you get bad cards and you just get outbreak. But
And it's quick
one.
and easy to reset, so you can be like, okay, let's redo this again.
Right.
And you can at some point win.
Yep.
So,
And then number one, of course, is if you are thinking about this, you would probably know what the number one modern classic is.
yeah. Ba-boom, ba-boom.
And it is
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
And I'll agree with this.
I'll agree with that one.
You
Yeah.
know, Ticket to Ride, we have several
Which is
people.
why we have 1,000 expansions of Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, and Ticket to Ride is good,
It's great, yep.
And it's one of those that will stay on our list because
Yep.
it's very easy to crack out with people that don't really know games.
No.
So, okay, so that's Ticket to Ride.
Yes.
All right, so really the only ones we disagreed with on this list were, I wasn't crazy about Code Names, Dixit.
Yes.
Don't know if I have Carcassonne. So I wrote down some that I think could get honorable mentions.
Yep.
Or they could have easily been on this list.
Yep.
Now, my criteria on these for being a modern classic, number one, it can't be too new.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
Now, your criteria might be different. It can't be too new. It also has to be one of those bridge games that you can get fairly new gamers to play,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't say non-gamers. They have to actually be gamers. They're not going to be playing anyway, but fairly new gamers to play because that seems to be what they're looking for. So trying to look through that. So do you have some?
I do.
Go ahead and name one of
Okay,
yours.
one of mine is Splendor.
That was my main one too.
No
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I
Splendor-
think Splendor is such a great bridging game. It's
Yeah.
easy to explain. At first, some people get a little confused, and then you just play around and okay, I've got this. It's
Yeah.
very easy to grasp.
I was very surprised that Splendor was not on the list.
Me too. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, Splendor. I really like Splendor, and
I love that. Yeah.
that should be. I know they have so many different ones like Century Spice Road and all the
Yeah.
Gollum Edition, all that stuff. But Splendor is Splendor.
Yeah.
You've got to. I was really surprised that Splendor was not on the list.
Yeah, me too. I thought,
I
yeah,
would
that could have
definitely
been,
do it.
yeah.
I will say King of Tokyo is on the list, but I would only recommend the Dark Edition to people
Yeah.
now. By the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, King of Tokyo Dark Edition is the one I would replace King of Tokyo with Dark Edition. Anybody
You
ask me?
even put out King of Tokyo that you had all the 3D printed stuff for in storage, right? Didn't
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm only going to play Dark Edition.
Yeah.
Because Dark Edition just adds that extra track.
Yeah.
Rage, what they call it. But I would only play Dark
That
Edition.
that was a edition that made the game better.
It
They
did
did good.
It did. So it was definitely good.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one that I would look at is When I Dream and Detective Club. I mentioned that with Dixit, but When I Dream and Detective Club. Those two, I think, would go over Dixit for me.
Yep.
You know, they have a similar artwork. They're very pretty games. They're slightly different games, of course. But those two, I think I would probably Detective Club over When I Dream. Mm-hmm. But Detective Club is just such a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. I have two on my list that are questionable mentions.
Yep.
But I guess I should mention Telestration should be on that list.
Telestration was on mine as well.
Over code names, you should have put Telestrations.
Yeah. And people that, it gets some hate, but Telestrations is it has some of the funniest moments when we all sit there and play Telestrations.
Mm-hmm.
So Telestration is a great one. I think pretty much most people, if you ever have a game night, you should have Telestrations.
You should. We've been to quite a few weddings recently, and that's always the gift we give people.
Yes. So if
you're
you invite
wondering,
us to your wedding,
guess what gift we're going to give
you're
you?
going to get Telestrations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprise.
So even my magician friends that ask about games, I tell them Telestrations.
Yeah.
And they send me pictures of their families and their friends playing Telestrations.
Yeah.
I really think that's a modern classic.
I think so. That's a good one.
Yeah, I also had Just One as far as in a.
That's a good
I like
one.
Just One as well. So Clover's a bit too new, but I think it's in that genre too.
Yeah.
But I think Telestrations is probably the king of that.
So my two questionable ones I have,
Yep.
and I'm willing for you to tell me that you disagree. I had the Quacks of whatever they're called.
Quellenberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also had Space.
I had Space Based on mine too. Quacks, I think Quacks. I did not think of Quacks. Quacks might be good. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know if you would agree with that one or not. I just was thinking, I was
Yeah.
like, what's a good gateway game? And Quacks is...
I feel like it might be too heavy. I don't know if it's too heavy. It's a light game. I don't know. Maybe Quacks. I didn't think of Quacks. Space Base, yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with Space Base.
And I did look, Quacks came out in 2018, so it's not super new.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think Quacks. Now, granted, we don't own Quacks. We always
No.
borrow people's copy. It's on our list of games to get. But yeah,
I would agree with Quacks.
Yeah, I was thinking a good kind of.
That will be.
Yeah.
But modern classic, is it going to be? See, when you say modern classic, that's what's hard.
Yeah.
You know, because is it going to hit that? I mean, it might, honestly. And I think Space Base is on there for
I
us
think
as
Space
well.
Base. That is a great game.
But again, classic, that one classic, it has not seen the staying power. Is it going to stay long enough to become a modern classic?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are throwing things in there like Codenames and Azul with older games like Catan and Pandemic and Dixit and Carcassonne. So you've got a whole big, just a wide, vast range of stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess there's really no rhyme or reason. So Quacks might as well pop in there. But
sure.
Yeah, and I had Space Base in there as well.
Yeah.
So another one that I had on there was, I did write down Villainous, but I think it's a bit too early to have that in there.
Yeah, I was questioning Villainous
and
too.
Villainous seems to be, it can get too confusing for new people.
It can.
When
yes.
there's really no way to win, no universal way to win. Everyone just wins according to their thing.
Like I said, you have to be aggressive in that game, and new gamers sometimes don't want to be aggressive.
Right.
So
and
that's
then,
always a problem.
So another one I would write, Machikoro. Have you played Machikoro?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, it's a great game. I would probably put Machikoro in there.
What about Santorini?
You're such a jerk. Yes, you don't like Santorini.
I don't like it, but you guys like it. You
I
and
love
Julia
Santorini.
play it all the time.
It's a 2-player game, so probably they weren't putting 2-player games on this list. But I do love Santorini. But Machikoro too. So do you have any more on your list?
No.
All right, so I only have a couple more.
Okay.
And one was Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
I think that's. I would. It's going to be hard to say modern classic, but I like it because it also does something different. It has the whole bluffing mechanic, and it's a great party game, and it fits this list really well.
Yeah.
And the only other one I would put on is really, I'm on the kick right now, and it's Camel Up. You know what?
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, Camel Up should have been on there.
I think Camel Up is a modern classic.
Someone told us that the new Camel Up was on sale. I'm like, nah. Why?
Yeah.
It's a whole new game.
Off season. Yeah, it's totally different. Camel Up, now, if the expansion comes back out, it will be
There's an expansion?
There is.
What?
Yes. It's where you predict also the stack of camels at the end. And
really? How do we find this expansion?
It's not in print anymore. So I'm pretty excited about ever finding that. So anyway, I put
Grail
Camel
game.
Up.
Now you got your Camp Grizzly.
Yeah, so Camp Grizzly we have. So my new Grail game is this Camel Up expansion.
Okay, wow.
But
that's good to know.
so Camel Up, I don't know. I would put that on the list possibly. Calling it a classic, of course, is kind of iffy, but that is. So anyway, so if you want to email us and tell us what you think are modern classics.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because it's interesting to hear what people consider this, because that right there is a boastful thing to say.
Yes.
Modern classics.
Bam.
That is rough.
I guess you could say that Gloomhaven has the potential to be a modern classic.
Yeah, but I would not get a group to play Gloomhaven for their first time.
No, they would hate you.
That
Never
would
play a
be
board game
rough.
again.
And it's just like...
I always wonder that because I see it always at Target, like the Jaws of Lion. I'm like, who sees this game and who's never played board games before? And they're like, amazing, let's get it.
I know, that's exactly
Yeah.
it. So I finally yawned going in 12:30. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. So yeah. All right, so please email us at show@mainlygames.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course, like our podcast. Our whole link tree is at mainlygames.com.
Hey.
So again, thank you guys so much for listening.
And wow, I did laugh a lot at the beginning.
You really did. So let us know if you'd rather us record our podcast earlier in the day, so we
like
don't
around
get
lunchtime.
nearly as giggly and we don't go nearly as long.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to go and we're going to watch the end of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Correct, at midnight. So
And we're going to see if the Indoraptor actually goes outdoors.
Whoa.
Wow.
Mind blowing.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Have a great night.
All right, bye.
Bye.